Now, I feel like we've all been there when we're scrolling through Instagram and we see this girl and we're just like sat there thinking, how are you that perfect? No, even better, how can I look like you? How are your body proportions that on point? You know what I mean? And then we either follow her for further stalking purposes or we just continue scrolling. That's usually how it ends, but in this case, it very much did not end like that. Now, the stalking started in real life, and slowly but surely the perpetrator infiltrated the victim's life, hoping not to befriend this stunning girl, but to become her. Welcome to my channel, you guys. My name is Ayman, and if you don't know me, now you know me. This is True Crime Thursday, and today's case is about the obsessed girl next door. We've all had one of those. Actually, no, we haven't. Never had one of those. Have you had one of those? Let me know. Either way, I'm not gonna blab on at all. Let's just get into today's case, the victim. Born on the 12th of September 1983, Rachel Barber was a true performer. As a dancer, she was completely poised on stage and quite the opposite and quite shy off of it. Her dream was to perform on Broadway, and with her striking green eyes, model physique, and talent, she genuinely had everything going for her. Now, Rachel's parents moved her and her two younger sisters to Mount Albert in Melbourne at the end of 1992, where she started a new school and started dating her boyfriend Emmanuel. Now, Rachel was quite popular at school. No one really disliked her, or so she thought. But she wasn't really interested in school either, so her grades weren't fantastic. She ended up leaving secondary school to become a full-time student at a dance factory school. Now, around the time the family moved, Rachel met and befriended Caroline Reed Robertson. Now, the girl was 4 years older than Rachel, and they became such good friends that by 1996/97, her parents had hired Caroline to babysit the children from time to time. And you're probably thinking, oh, how lucky is this family to find a babysitter so quickly after moving? But this was no chance meeting. Caroline had seen Rachel on the street one day and developed this sick obsession with her, stalking her from a distance before eventually becoming friends with her. So this was no crime of the moment. It wasn't impulsive. It wasn't due to someone just having a mental break or snapping. It was calculated, it was long, and it was grueling. On to the case. In 1997, Caroline claimed she had a project to do and photographed Rachel for it. Around a year later, she told Rachel that some influential connoisseur wanted to buy these photos, and so the family were very excited about this. By 1999, Caroline called the family's house asking one of the siblings for Rachel's date of birth, because apparently she needed it for the project and the buyer, which was completely false. She needed that information so she could apply for a copy of Rachel's birth certificate, so the plan was slowly coming to fruition. And here's when she puts things into motion. Now, on the 28th of Feb 1999, the two spoke on the phone twice, and that was that. And that becomes important later on. But the next day, Rachel's dad dropped her off at the tram stop at around 9:30 a.m. so she could make it to dance school. The two agreed to meet at the tram stop at 6:15 p.m. later that evening, but Rachel never showed up. Now, that alone was enough of a red flag for her parents that they called the police to report her missing. The next day, after Rachel still hadn't shown up, the police decided to recreate the entire last day she was seen alive. Now, investigators found out that when school ended at 5:30, Rachel walked with her friends to Bridge Road, saying goodbye to them 15 minutes later. It said she then met up with Caroline and they took a tram to what Rachel thought was a quick money opportunity. The day before, Caroline had told her on the phone that she could earn from $100 to $500 just by taking part in this psychological experiment. Now, another girl from Rachel's school was also on the tram and saw the two together getting off at Pragan Station. From there, they went to Caroline's house. That night, however, her neighbor reported hearing screams from her apartment but thought nothing of it. I'm sorry, how can you hear someone terrified and screaming and think nothing of it? Like, that's idiotic. Honestly, anytime I hear something drop in my neighbor's apartment, I'm like, what was that? A body? Did someone just get hit? Are they having an argument? Are both of them still alive? Those are my thoughts. But anywho, on to the investigation. Now, thanks to hindsight now, I know that Rachel was seen with Caroline and she was going to some psychological experiment, but at the time the police had no idea where Rachel had gone or who the girl she was seen with on the train was. The police started interrogating everyone Rachel knew, and it was her boyfriend who told them that she had said she was going to some secret job that night. Through her phone records, the police were able to link Caroline with Rachel's whereabouts and showed up to her apartment on the 13th of March. Now, during the search, they found a bag of clothes that weren't her size. They were more Rachel's size. They also found the application for a copy of Rachel's birth certificate as well as her diaries, which were pretty graphic. And that was enough for them to arrest her. Now, upon questioning, Caroline pointed investigators to the site of Rachel's body, but claimed she had killed her by accident. Yeah, dude, and people cheat by accident too. I accidentally fell onto his dick. Nah, no you didn't, fam. No you didn't. Now, the police found Rachel's body in a shallow grave in Kilmore on Caroline's dad's farm. She had been strangled to death with a phone wire. Now, autopsy results showed Rachel had some sort of drowsy antihistamine in her system, which could have been something like Benadryl to something a lot stronger than that. Now, on the fateful night, Caroline had asked Rachel to show her some of her dance steps before drugging her and killing her. And that wasn't even it. She didn't even dispose of her body right away. Like, no. She kept Rachel's body in her closet with the cord still wrapped around her neck. Caroline's dad had even visited her while the body was there. Like, can you imagine? Can you imagine killing someone and be like, oh, Dad, can you come over? I need to have a chat. I'd be like, oh my God, can he smell the dead body? Is it rotting yet? Is it decaying? Actually, no, I wouldn't even be in that situation because I'm not trying to kill anyone. Now, in her diaries, Caroline had made an entire psychological profile of Rachel and wrote how she planned to drug her, put her body in an army bag, and then disfigure and dump the body somewhere way out. The diaries were also just full of Caroline berating herself, calling herself fat and ugly, and how she would never become an actor because she was apparently a social failure. As investigators got deeper into the diaries, Caroline started writing exclusively about Rachel and how she planned on becoming Rachel after she killed her. She even had a page brainstorming how she could drug her. Was it with a toxic cloth? Maybe putting some drowsy powder in their pizza? I don't know what this girl was on, to be honest. What do you mean drowsy powder in the pizza? Like, you could see that sprinkled on. Caroline, you dumb bitch. Now, her plan was to lure Rachel to her place on the pretense of doing this experiment, and obviously Rachel was none the wiser. I mean, it was Caroline. The family loved her, and she herself had known her for years. They were good friends. There was no reason for her to think that Caroline was about to hurt her. Sadly, there was just way too much evidence against Caroline for her to claim it was an accident, and during the interrogation, she eventually admitted that she had killed Rachel. During her trial, she claimed the only reason she had become obsessed with Rachel was because she was everything Caroline wanted to be. Okay, that's still no reason to kill her. After the trial, she was convicted in 2000 and sentenced to 20 years in jail, but was eligible for parole in around 2013, to which Rachel's parents were like, fuck no, you stay in prison. Apparently, she never even spoke about her crime in jail and showed no remorse whatsoever. She was later released in 2015 and is roaming free in Australia. So that's great. Anyway, you guys, that is the end of the case. This one I actually really enjoyed. I just thought it was very twisted and I was like, I don't know how someone could do that. The story actually got so much attention that they made a movie out of it, and I think it's called In Her Skin. I haven't seen it yet, but now that I know about the case, I feel like I want to really see it. Let me know what you guys thought of the case in the comments below. As always, I'm your favorite true crime YouTuber, Ayman, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!